In this video, we will try to understand the concept of the surplus in the economics. And the surplus has the very interesting conceptual concept in the economics. So we will try to understand the concept of surplus in this video. Moving forward with understanding the concept of the surplus, it has the very relationship with the consumer and the seller, and the it has the very great relationship between them. If we understand the concept of the surplus, so we can conclude that how the relationship has to be very great level so that it can become the very gross level of understanding between the supplier and the consumer. So what do you mean by consumer surplus or the concept of surplus? If we understanding it basically means the demand or the supply more than the market demand. If there is a supply more than the market demand, so it will become the surplus, and surplus will cost heavier to the seller, so that would lead him to the lowering the prices so that he can be under the profits. So why this happens? When the producers make the more profits, at that point they try to increase the production. When they increase the production with the increase in the price, so the consumers try to buy lesser units with the increase in the prices, and that will lead towards the surplus. When surplus happens, consumer buys lesser units of that goods, so that will lead toward the surplus. And when the consumers are buying lesser units, it will lead towards the loss to the producers. producers at this point Producers at this point, when the consumers are buying lesser units, so they try to lower the prices. When they lower the prices, it will profit the consumers. So when the prices are lower, the consumer buys more units of that goods or the services, so it will lead towards the newer equilibrium. So the this comes towards the comparative statistics. When the consumer and the producers come to the new, new equilibrium on which they meet in a new way, that the new demand and the supply comes to the meeting of the consumers. So this will lead, or this will provide the very clear understanding or the clear ways in which the consumer and the producer, so this can be understood on the equilibrium. Of course, the supplier is on the supply side and the consumer is on the consumer side. So this is the thing about the surplus.